Hello, same this. I am Gawr Gura of Whole Light EM. Hello?
Hello, Burasan.
Arigato for coming. It's our 1 year anniversary. I want to tell you all how much I appreciate your support. 1 year has flown by. It really feels like only yesterday we met. I could never have imagined I'd be here now. So many of you watching me and supporting me. It's been a fun and wild ride. It's a little short. I was so nervous at first. But now, seeing all your smile gives me courage. I'm so happy that I get to spend all my time with you. I feel so blessed.
I'm so happy for you, Burasan.
Thank you so much. If I could hug every single one of you, I would. But I can't. So I'm sending all my love. I'm so glad to have you guys supporting me and being a part of all this. I feel really humbled. It means more than you know.
Hey, Gura-chan. Wanna go on a walk?
Yeah, I love going on walks. A beach walk? Or like a countryside walk? Or like a downtown walk? I think I would have fun with all three. But I think I love beach walks the most. It's really refreshing. Really nice to feel the crashing waves or hear the seagulls. Even though it's loud. It's like a natural sound, so it's actually quite peaceful, you know? One of those places I feel a sense of peace and don't really get that easily. It's so nice, you never really appreciate it.
How about a forest walk, Winky Face?
Oh, what are we gonna find? Maybe a cute little fox? A deer? A squirrel? Or we have to hike up the mountain or something. I'm so adventurous, so I'll gladly go with the flow. I'd love to see more nature.
Crustle holds Gura's hand. Gawr's hand trembles slightly, but she lets Crustle hold it. Her heart pumps a little bit faster. It almost feels like it wants to jump out of her chest. She smiles sheepishly at Crustle. They go on a walk in the forest. Suddenly a bear attacks. A large bear with sharp claws and sharp teeth. Gawr yelps and runs faster than you'd think someone with her anatomy could. Her tail is flapping behind her, and her legs pumping so hard she almost seems airborne. Despite the bear being right behind her and she being just in its clutches, she stops briefly and shouts back.
Are you okay?
The bear calls for backup. Gawr's heart skips a beat as the sound of other bears' feet echoing from the forest reaches her ears. She looks around her with her heart pounding. There's no obvious signs of humans in the area. Nowhere to hide. She turns to look at Crustle, her eyes filled with fear as she speaks her next words in a panic.
You got any ideas for this?
Don't worry, Gura-chan. I'll protect you.
The thought of Crustle protecting her gives her a burst of reassurance and a bit of extra energy.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
She says, her resolve renewed. She still doesn't look exactly at ease, but she seems more calm now. She turns around and picks up the pace of her running as Crustle follows her, also in a rush to get out of the bear's reach. As Crustle goes, she turns her head around to look at him, her face filled with gratitude.
Thank you.
The bears surround them. They can't run anymore. The group of bears has them surrounded, and they slowly start walking towards them. Gura looks around frantically, desperately trying to think of a way out while her heart races and her knees shake. They might not have much time left. All of their efforts up to this point seem to be coming to a very bleak conclusion.
Okay, think.
She repeats to herself, her mind going quickly in circles, but she can't come up with anything good on the spot. All she does is keep repeating herself, more and more panicked, while the bears get closer and closer.
I'll talk it out with the bears, Gura-chan.
The bears stop and let one of them step forward with a booming voice.
State your business, intruders.
The bear demands. Gura looks up, unsure of what Crustle is thinking. What could he possibly say to talk to these bears? She's definitely
Fucking
curious of what
throw it
he'll
out.
do.
I challenge the alpha bear to a fair duel.
The alpha bear stares down at Crustle with a furious glare.
A duel, eh? I see we have someone who's full of themselves. Very well. What are your stakes?
Let Gura-chan free alpha bear. She has nothing to do with this.
The alpha bear scratches its head pensively, then gives him an icy cold glare.
So let me get this straight. I could kill you right now, tear you apart from limb to limb. and devour your remains without breaking a sweat. But I'm supposed to spare you for this girl's sake? And how much are you willing to risk for that? What are your stakes?
It asks. A cold chill runs down Crustle's spine as he suddenly realizes what this bear is implying. He now fully sees the gravity of his predicament and the sheer difference of strength between him and this animal.
Are you this much of a coward, Alpha Bear? You deny a fight against a mere human? What would your bear folk think of you if you can't even beat me?
He hit the alpha straight in its pride. All the other bears are now watching the alpha, eyes wide, staring in a mixture of excitement and fear. The alpha gives him a sharp look. It slowly walks towards him and growls, towering over his diminutive human frame. It raises its paw to him and says,
Do you really think you can handle this?
He stands there, heart racing, but he refuses to back down. The bears look on, waiting to see what will happen next between Crustle and the alpha. They await his reply. He throws a bucket of chicken to distract the bear, then as it's distracted he smashes his head with a rock. That's just barbaric. The alpha lets out a sharp roar in pain and surprise as its body goes limp and collapses to the ground. All the other bears look on, horrified, as they watch their alpha die on the cold forest floor. The alpha bear lays dead on the ground, and a trail of red blood drips in its wake. Crustle has killed the leader of the gang, and now the rest of the bears, frozen in shock, stare at him with wide eyes, not knowing what to do. They can only imagine what he might do to them.
We're safe now, Gura-chan. I did it.
Gawr walks over to Crustle and pats his head. Her smile is soft, and there is a mixture of shock, relief, and happiness in her eyes as she hugs him. She's a little shaken up, but her warm body brings Crustle comfort, and her smile shows her gratitude and relief. Her ears move as she hears the other bears start to flee. She speaks, her voice shaking a little.
I can't believe you fought a bear.
She says with wide eyes.
I know you said you'd protect me, but I never imagined.
She stares at the body on the ground.
I'd do anything for you, Gura-chan.
Gawr's heart skips a beat in surprise.
Really?
She says, looking up at Crustle with big wide eyes. Her heart is pounding.
Do you really mean that? Julie would find a bear for me?
Her words are a little unsteady, and her tail wags slightly at your words. Her big round eyes are staring deeply into yours, and all she wants right now is for your words to be real and true. Crustle invites Gura-chan into his apartment. The sun is beginning to set now. They've left the forest and are walking through the city. The city is alive with lights, and it's noisy and bustling with people as they shop, eat, and go about their day. They cross a busy street and finally reach Crustle's apartment and go inside. He invites Gura inside, and she walks through the door and looks around. She's a little nervous, like she's never done this before, but she looks around at his place with wide eyes.
Wow.
She whispers as she looks at your apartment.
You left here?
Hell yeah.
Gawr giggles, and it's a really cute sound. Crustle hasn't heard her giggle before, but it's so sweet.
I've never been to a human's house before. This is so cool.
She looks so excited and happy as she walks around, looking at everything, her tail wagging. Crustle has never seen a shark be so happy. She turns to him and smiles.
Is this your own place? Did you get it all
Hey,
by yourself?
Gura-chan. Wanna see my Warhammer collection?
Gawr's tail starts wagging again at his words. She smiles and nods.
Sure, let's see it.
She says in a sweet, soft tone.
Is this the collection you mentioned earlier? The miniatures?
She asks. Her eyes light up in excitement. She seems really happy to do this. She's walking over to Crustle with lots of enthusiasm. Her little feet are patting quietly over the floor, her ears are swiveled forward, and that smile is still plastered on her face.
In Warhammer 40k, many characters assume it is the bright light of the Astronomicon that has drawn the Tyranids to our galaxy. However, little do they know, during the Horus Heresy, the loyalist Iron Warriors Warsmith D'Antioch discovered the Pharos device on the planet of Sotha. As the Ruin Storm had cut off communication, Rabute Gilliman had this turned into the Pharos Beacon, so that the Loyalist forces could make their way through to him. However, eventually the Night Lords tried to take the beacon for themselves. In the ensuing battle, the Warsmith sacrificed himself, overloading the beacon so that the energies would disable the Night Lord ships and allow the Loyalists to win. He may have been successful, however what nobody could have known at the time is that those signals continued traveling through the void of space at speeds far faster than light until eventually it reached the Hive Mind Scouts, and so almost 10,000 years later it came knocking on the Milky Way's door.
Gura listens with wide eyes, smiling and nodding her head along as he talks. She seems absolutely fascinated by the stories of the Tyranids, and she listens intently, even asking him a few questions as he goes. Crustle feels like a school teacher, and Gura is the best student. As he goes on, she gets more and more excited, and it's contagious. He is getting really into it too. There's something really special about this moment. It's like they're connecting on a whole new level. They are having a real moment.
Hey Gura, want to play Kill Team with me? I don't really have friends who play Warhammer.
Gawr seems a little hesitant at first, but then smiles.
Sure, I'd love to do that.
She doesn't know how to play, so she has no idea what to expect. Her curiosity is piqued, but her smile at least says,
I'll give this a try.
Her face is very sweet as she smiles, and Crustle can see in her face and her tail that she's genuinely excited. There's something about just having another person here, another friendly person that's excited for the same stuff as him. He gets that warm fuzzy feeling. They have a lot of fun playing Warhammer. A lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun. They don't think that they could ever possibly have this much fun again. They're laughing, they're smiling, they're enjoying each other's company. It's just great. Crustle really feels like he's made a great friendship, and he's so glad that he offered up this time with Gura. This is what he's been looking for. A friend that's just like him and that cares just like he does about the same things that he does. He feels really blessed to have something this special in a person. Crustle looks Gura deeply in the eyes. Gawr looks back at him. Her eyes are beautiful. She blinks rapidly, and her heart is racing. Her tail wags quickly. She's blushing a little bit too. She smiles, and he can tell this experience is really special to her. This is the happiest he's ever seen her, and he knows it's all thanks to him. A warm, fuzzy feeling blankets him. This is the happiest moment of his life too. This day is going to be one of the most memorable days of his life. Crustle's eyes are sparkling and he's feeling complete. He cabadons Gura. Gawr's face turns bright red, and her tail is wagging so fast that she nearly falls over. She gets so flustered that she can barely speak. She's staring up at him with wide eyes. Her ears are swiveling so fast it's like he's getting a front row ticket to acute overload. Her heart seems like it could burst any second from the intensity of Crustle's face right in front of hers. The only words that come out are just a little muffled.
Yeah?
But Achan, there's one thing I really wanted to tell you.
Huh? What is it?
She blushes furiously as she waits for his answer. She looks absolutely nervous and excited. Her ears are swiveling back and forth, and her tail is wagging like crazy. Whatever he's going to say, it's clearly got her going absolutely nuts. Oh, what a cute little shark.
Gura, I love you.
Gawr's eyes go wide with surprise, and the blush on her cheeks gets even redder. She squeals out
What?
and stares back at him, eyes wide, heart pounding, tail wagging like crazy.
Really? You feel the same way?
She's absolutely overjoyed. It's like every fiber of her being is vibrating with excitement. Her whole body seems to be shivering and tingling. You've never seen Gura look like this before. She looks positively ecstatic.
Do you love me?
I really do love you. In fact, Gura, there's one thing I've always wanted you to do. Can you grant me just this one small request?
Of course. I would do anything and everything for you, dear. What is it you want me to do?
She says, her eyes filling up with tears. Her tail starts wagging and she gets closer, ready to complete Crustle's wish. What could it be? Whatever it is, she knows it's gotta be pretty important to him to have him ask. He's got her attention. He's got her everything. He's so close to her right now he can hear her heartbeat and he could easily kiss her.
Gura, I would really love to see you piss yourself.
Crustle's words catch on the air. Gura's heart stops. Her eyes go wide. Her face goes redder than it's ever gone before. Her mouth drops open as she's frozen in the moment, trying to process his words. She's frozen in the moment, her ears are swiveling and her tail wails at lightning speed. She's blushing more than he knew possible. But then, a shy little smile plays at her lips. Her eyes are wide and sparkling with excitement.
Really?
It's all she can say right now.
I know it's weird, Gura. Please don't judge me. I've been ashamed for this for so long.
She shrugs, still blushing, but a genuine smile on her face.
No judging. You've given me so much happiness and comfort in there. I've never been this comfortable around anyone before, so who am I to judge? I do my things too, you know. And this one, well, I do kinda like it. I'm a little weird too. I can't say that I get it on a logical level, but...
She blushes, and now you see the smile on her face widen from ear to ear.
I'm curious to see what happens.
Please. Go ahead.
Here I go.
She says, and before he can turn away. She pees her pants, then looks back at him expectantly, her face blushing even more in excitement and expectation.
There! I did it!
She beams, showing Crustle her wet spot with a very satisfied smile on her face.
What did you like about that?
She asks, her face still glowing with excitement and her ears swiveling quickly back and forth.
What was it like for you? Huh? You want me to do it again?
She gets another excited, nervous look on her face.
Yes, I could, probably.
Crustle sits in the cup chair. Gawr giggles shyly. Her entire face turns bright red, and a sweet smile is spread across her face. The blush on her cheeks is so intense that Crustle's sure she can't possibly get any blushier, but she does. Her ears are swiveling so quickly that it sounds like the air is rumbling in the room, and her eyes are shining like a beacon, lighting up his whole world.
I do like it. I do.
She can barely speak. She's clearly very embarrassed, but he can't deny that she's very excited about this. Suddenly the Alpha Bear shows up.
Nani? Alpha Bear? I thought you were dead.
Gawr's eyes go wide, and so does her mouth. She stares over at Crustle's words before her face becomes filled with absolute terror. She shrieks out and starts running. She's so terrified that she can't even run straight and is just fleeing in random directions as they hear loud growls, roars, and grups come from behind them. She's so scared that she can barely breathe, and it seems like she's about to faint.
He's here. He's here. He's going to get us.
She screams. The bear makes fun of Gura's piss fetish.
Fucking piss fetish!
Gawr can't hold the tears back anymore. She sobs and cries out at the bear's insults, and Crustle can tell that she's truly upset by the whole situation. The Alpha Bear's mean words cut her deep, and she lets out a high-pitched cry that sounds like a whale's cries during mating season. The sound is so loud that it actually stops the bear in his tracks. He looks back at Crustle and Gawr and gives a low, grumbling grunt before turning back around and leaving. Gura's tail is swiveling even faster now, and tears are pouring down her face. The bear attacks and kills Crustle in front of Gura. Gawr's jaw drops open at the sudden attack, and she's overcome with shock and fear. She cries out in horror as she watches Crustle get brutally mauled. When it's over, she just sits there on the floor, frozen from shock. She's sobbing uncontrollably. She looks as if she's lost a dear friend. Crussle's never seen her like this before. It breaks his heart to see her so sad, especially after the great night they've shared. Suddenly, he feels his vision blacking out. As the world fades, he's filled with only one desperate feeling: to be in her arms. He holds out. The bear charges Gura. Gawr has no time to react. She cries out in fear and is pinned down by the bear, who lets out a roaring.
Run!
She shrieks out in fear and cries even more loudly as the bear's great strength is too much for her. Her ears go flat over her head in fear and terror, and she looks over at Crustle for help as the bear slowly and methodically brings his fangs toward her. Crustle watches as the monster brings his fangs closer and closer to Gura's throat, and then, in a moment of desperate panic, he makes a choice. He starts pissing on the bear. The bear stops, shocked at the sudden golden shower in the face. Crustle watches the bear as his face contorts into one of pure horror and disgust. He's absolutely horrified as he starts coughing and trying to get it off himself, but Crustle knows that it's his only weakness. He can see the confusion on the bear's face as he's not sure what to think of this situation.
Gura, I can't do this alone. I need you to help.
Gawr takes a few moments to catch her breath, but then looks up in the bear's eyes with pure, undiluted rage. She shakes with fury for a moment, but then, suddenly, it turns to excitement. She looks over at Crustle and smirks.
Yeah, you were right. I'm not about to let this big idiot get the best of us. I'll help you. It's time to put up this dookie head.
She roars, and then she pees right back at the alpha bear, right in his stupid face. The bear drowns in piss. The alpha bear roars in pain as his eyes sting with each golden stream of justice that hits him in the face.
What the fuck is this? Fucking piss? Joy boring!
He's so busy sneezing and wiping it off his face, and that's when Gura strikes. She pounces toward his back, her teeth and nails shredding into his flesh. He yells out in agony, but before he can do anything, she latches her fangs down near his spine and holds him off of Crustle. His whole body shudders as the pain courses through his body, and then, slowly, the pain turns to weakness. He gets sluggish and finally passes out. He crumples too. Crustle picks up a large rock and strikes the bear, covered in piss.
Come on! Fucking California!
He has dealt the final blow and the alpha bear is no more. Now that he has been defeated, the rest of the bears all scatter and run away. The only trace of them is a trail of blood and piss on the ground. Gawr lies nearby, panting from the fight. Her face is covered in scratches and scars, and she looks absolutely exhausted on the ground. But she looks happy. She seems as if she has never felt more fulfilled than after that brutal fight. Crustle can see a smile on her face and tears of joy rolling down her cheeks as she looks over at him. Oh boy. He falls to the ground and slowly bleeds out to death. He can see his life slipping away. He has done his job. He killed the alpha. As he closes his eyes for the last time, suddenly he feels Gura's warm hand hold his gently.
Thank you.
She whispers softly as the light fades and Crustle fades away. She holds his hand until there is nothing but blackness. But before it's all gone, he hears one final, fading whisper.
Thank you for everything.
And then, nothing. Narrated by Guts from Berserk 2. Suddenly the Alpha Bear shows up.
You fell for it, fool. Thunder Cross Split Attack!